Good morning, Kicks 105.5. It's time now to talk about a little bit of insurance. Dive deep into that world. And I'm here now with Mike Barrett of Barrett Insurance and Good Policies. A good morning to you.
Hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good. As you know, I've moved into a new place.
Yes.
And we've talked all
How's
about
that renter's insurance policy treating you?
Well, listen, all right. All of a sudden, when you move into a new place, you have that, I don't know what there's like a weird disease where when you move into like a new place, all of your money is just gone all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah. Last month, security. Yeah, that'll get you every time. I remember that.
So I'm literally riding on the skin of my pants these days. So what's crazy is I got this good morning radio guy money, and all of a sudden I'm living in a new place and I gotta act humble.
Yeah,
it's
good. Keeps you balanced.
It's good. It
keeps you balanced.
Keeps me nice and I think Toby keeps me balanced.
The doggy.
Toby can't be balanced, but he can keep me balanced.
He keeps you leveled. Yes.
Well, last week we talked all about incidentals, right?
Well, yeah, we talked about the assumption of coverage.
The assumption of coverage, and there's a great line. I was in a play once. There's a great line that goes something along the lines of "Never assume, because that makes an ass out of you and I." And I like to think that's really good, and I like to say about you, and I love to give you this credit. I could ask you 1.5 trillion dumb questions, and not once will I ever feel judged for those asinine kindergarten questions.
Well, because the only dumb question is the one that you don't ask.
Hey,
truth be told,
I wish my college professors lived by that mantra. I would.
But that's the truth of the matter, is that if you don't know what you're getting into, you don't know what the expectations are. You're setting yourself up for some kind of failure, whether it be the insurance policy perceivably fails you because you believed you had something through this contract that you purchased that you don't have. Like we talked last week, there's so many examples. I mean, the list can go on and on.
Too many examples to list.
So really, ultimately, it comes down to is, and I think this is a good point to hit on this morning, is I always find that interesting, and believe me, I say this knowing that full well before I did this, I was guilty of the same thing. So when you ask somebody, who are you insured with? They'll tell you, usually their insurance agency, which I think is a great credit to the insurance agency that's representing the company that's insuring them, is that their perception is, who are you insured with? Well, I'm insured with Barrett Insurance. Well, that's great. What's the company? I don't know. So while that's honorable for us,
Mike,
we're the brand you remember.
I gotta tell you, Mike, I would gladly pay like an additional $5 a month. I know it's a little more than that. $6. There you go. You got it out of me.
$6.50.
To not remember what company I'm insured with, just to be able to say I'm with Barrett Insurance, and they go, okay, yeah, here you go.
I mean, please always tell people what agent you're with. That's great. But what that tells me, and that's the tell sign for me. It's like the poker face. It's like, well, you don't really know what company you're with, so that makes me also believe that you probably don't know the coverage that you have, the deductibles that you have, which means you probably have very little working knowledge of your. And you're not supposed to know or you can if you want to, but you don't have to know the intricacies of this policy. But the baseline stuff is really good to kind of keep, not front and foremost, but you want to have an understanding of it initially and not necessarily let it go. So year to year, you're going to renew. That's a great opportunity for you to kind of take a look and see what you got. Maybe have a quick phone call with your agent and say, hey, just want to check in, make sure everything's good. If you feel that you need to, you might not find that there's enough changes to warrant that, but it's a good idea to have an idea of what company you're with and to see if the coverage is appropriate. Let's say you have a house that's 1,500 square feet, and all of a sudden you've got $425,000 worth of insurance coverage on your homeowner. What that is the inflation guard going year to year, increasing coverage on your house automatically. No one's touching it, and either your insurance agent may not have noticed that it's been doing that. You didn't notice it's been doing that. Now you're totally overinsured and spending. I always say that for every amount that you're overinsured, every dollar you spend for that is throwing a dollar away. Truth be told, because the company's not going to pay you $425,000 for a 1,500 square foot house if it's a total loss. So there's many examples I can give you just to kind of keep it in your mind as to what you have for coverage, just so you're not shocked. If you get into an accident and you find out you have a $2,500 deductible, it's good to know that you have that deductible before you make the claim so you don't get angry.
Mike Barrett of Barrett Insurance. If they have questions that they feel uncomfortable asking anyone else about insurance, but they want to ask you, what's the number they can reach you at?
Sure, they can give us a call, 748-5224. Visit us on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury. We're also at thebarrettagency.com. And if you go to Google, Facebook, and YouTube, just look for Barrett Insurance Agency.
You know, just like Flowers on Friday, you make insurance so much fun. I never thought, I always thought it would be, I got to be honest, I thought it would be boring, and I thought it would be uninspiring, and I thought, I kind of always thought these segments would drag on, but sometimes I got to catch myself, reminding that I got to leave time for 8 o'clock every time.
Sorry, sir. It's all about presentation, right?
Well, hey, somehow, some way, you got me hooked. All right, Mike Barrett of Barrett Insurance, and thanks for stopping by and giving us some of those good policies.
My pleasure. Have a great week, sir.
We'll have music from John Denver to wrap out your morning. That's here on Kicks 105.5.